Welcome back. Episode 2, Vic's Mix. A lot has changed. Let's do a quick recap, right? I'm mixing an album of original music. I'm going to close all this crap. Let's close all this crap. Don't need that. I'll close them up. Whenever I would mix with my friend Luke Colson, he used to run a studio, Zowie Studio. He would come through my mixes and just be like, yeah, close all this crap. Yeah, close. Oh, now I got an echo. I did fix that problem, by the way. If you watched episode 1, you'll know that nothing went wrong at all. Yeah, you got to close all this crap right here. Yeah, so this is Logic. It's a program where you insert your music one track at a time, right? You got like a vocal track here. You have like a piano track here. And then you put a bunch of effects on all the tracks and adjust volumes and adjust EQs. And when you're finished, guess what? You got a song. Pop that bad boy out of the oven, put it on the radio, and then collect money. I got an echo, don't we? Got an echo. I think it's this guy. All right. Again, great television. Yeah, so this is one of 9 songs that I'm trying to finish. An important distinction is that these songs have already been recorded. They've basically already been written. Like, we're playing them live. They just need to be recorded, as in, like, they need to be released on an album. So, like, we recorded all the pieces, and we can play them live, but I need to take all these pieces and put out a product that I'm happy with, like a full-length album, right? Because a lot of times, bigger bands, and I think I mentioned like Oasis 40 times the last episode. This is fine. Let's just pretend I'm a Brit rock band, basically same genre. But sometimes bands will like play songs only live for a long time, and then finally they release them on the album, and the song is less good. We want to avoid that. There's no reason for the song to be less good on the album as it is live. Now, obviously, not a whole lot of people are coming to both shows, so not a whole lot of people will be disappointed if the song on the album is worse than how it's played live. But I will be disappointed as a human being who made them. So that's like the first bar I have to clear, right? Is that this song cannot sound worse than the live version. It can only sound better. And this song is the title, right? Project 1. Still need to change that. Should I change it now? No, I'm not going to change it now. I'm never going to change it. This song is called Built For. I said yesterday it was my least favorite song. And I think I changed my mind. I actually did a lot of work on this song today. I didn't film it because it's extremely hard to get work done while I'm doing this at the same time. Extremely hard. It's actually probably detrimental that I'm doing this. So I did a bunch of work on it, and now I think it's my 9th favorite song, right? And you're probably thinking, wait, I thought you only had 9 clunkers on this album. You're right. Gotcha. Actually, no, I have 10. Let me open this thing up here. Here's this track listing, right? You don't need to know any of this crap, but we're working on this one right now. I totally forgot about a song when I made this list yesterday, which, if that's not an indictment of this song being terrible, I don't know what is. Yeah, Built For used to be my least favorite. Now it's my 9th favorite. And I think that's actually an improvement, because now it's like it's all set to move up, right? It's like an Arrested Development when their stock moves from like toxic to don't buy. It's technically been promoted. So what did I do during the time between this episode and the last episode? Just a whole lot of crap. So let's play the song, and then let's talk about what still needs to be done. This is probably going to be a shorter ep, because again, I'm just not able to actually get work done while I'm making these. This is just performative. It's because I like talking. Let's get into it here. See if you can still hear me. Yep, you can. All right. Oh, wait. All right, so I redid the vocals too. I still don't think this is like the vocal part, but sometimes I just like to hang out and record vocal parts fruitlessly for hours at a time. One of my hobbies. All right, here we go. put a bunch of reverb on everything. This is gonna be like a reverb song. Remember we did this yesterday. I had this idea yesterday. I just smoothed it out. I was built for this. That's a keeper. Yeah. Now that you hold me, there's parts of the story and I need. Check this out. I added this. I had listened for it. It's great. Now that you want me, it hurts that we're gone. We are alive. We are alive. Let go. Let go. It's gonna come back in. That's right. This is happening. Yeah, right? That's it. That's the song. So what did I do? I added a lot of reverb on the drums, and alright, I'll get this out of the way. I'm not like pro reverb, because I think there's like a whole musical genre now where you just like record a guitar part and then put a bunch of reverb on it, and you're like, check it out. No, this was done alright, this was done intentionally. Right, you need to have intention behind your effects, and I think, you know, what I think I like about this song is I like the piano part and the vocal melody over that. So I was like, why don't we pretend this is like a concert hall kind of vibe, right? Like a kind of a Crooney concert, a George Crooney concert hall vibe. Kind of lean into that. So I made everything sound like it was recorded in like a big sort of like music hall, like a recital, right? And yeah, that's like a Led Zeppelin beat. That's Josh Lamb recording the drums. Just really doing a fantastic job recording drums after I had recorded piano. I don't know if you know anything about recording, because obviously you don't if you're watching me tell you how to record. But normally you record drums and bass first to like a click or something like that, right? But not us. I had already recorded a bunch of this garbage, and then I made Josh and Scott play drums and bass over it, which is hard, but they did a great job. And I recorded my stuff to a click. So, and by click, I just mean like a metronome, like something happening like that. But yeah, nailed it. So there's a bunch of reverb now on the drums. Not a great place to show. All right, yeah. So we're in a giant concert hall, and so the piano has that concert hall vibe, right? And then the vocals also have the exact same reverb on there too. So it's kind of coming together. And by the way, this muted thing. See when it's grayed out, it means it's not making sound anymore. That was my old vocal take from yesterday. I'm gonna keep it. I'm probably not gonna use it anymore, but I am gonna keep it. So that's why that's there. So some of the things that I did. So I added a bunch of reverb. All right, here's where I really got kooky. Now I realize there's still some artifacts, there's still some like clicks and clacks as this happens, but after the first chorus, what's supposed to happen is like the verse 2 starts, and it's just really just business as usual. But check it out, I just took a lot of stuff away and I added a bunch of effects. Alright, so chorus 2 wraps up, and then we go to verse 2. Sorry, chorus, I want to get this right. Chorus 1 wraps up, then we go to verse 2. So we're dealing with abstractions right now, I gotta be precise. So verse 2. So what's happening? I'll tell you what's happening. I took my exact same piano part and just used this little electrified preset that Logic has. I guess it just is like, what if you played the piano, but it was electrified? What would that sound like? It sounds like that. That's cool. Then there's like this little thing happening here. When this effect is called ring shift, and I can't say this enough. I don't know what any of this means. These are just presets. Like there's literally this drawer icon. You just click it. It's like a drawer of effects. You just grab the effect, you plummet it on your track, and you listen to it and go, and then sometimes they sound good. So that's happening. And then there's like these little vocal effects that kind of like they're introducing this new melody, which I don't know. I don't know if I want to introduce a new melody, verse 2, but. That it's like ooh. Oh, then this little thing, right? I was built for this. I'm pretty sure that whatever feed you're getting is not stereo, but the drums are dropping in and out during this time. There's parts where the drums just go to like the left ear, then they cut out all the way. And then there's parts where the bass cuts out. So I did a lot of cutting, which I think is good, right? And I think instead of like adding a bunch of stuff, you should also be cutting. So my general rule of thumb is like if I'm going to go in and add a bunch, and this is a bunch, right? I added like synth, I added a new vocal melody. If I'm going to go through and add a bunch, I also need to take away a bunch. So that's what all this grayed out stuff is. I'm going in. It says a lot about how I appreciate Josh. I'm like, you know what? First to be cut is going to be the drum part. It's sort of like the hair that you have on your ass that you then move to your head. So this is head, and then Josh's part. This would be ass. Ass. So that was a big change. And I think that makes the... well, check this out, because then we go... Right, it's all sort of calm. Then we go to chorus 2. I like that. Do I like the yeah right here on the vocals? No. No, let's isolate that. Listen to this piece of shit. Yeah. Nah. It's like I'm agreeing with someone in the background recording vocals, and they're like, "Hey, you want to get a soda later?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." I don't like recording vocals at all. That's not true. I do, but it's just very difficult, right? I like being funny and kind of like being, I like brevity. And these songs are not funny, and that's fine. Like I don't want them to be funny. They're not about funny things. I mean, it's not like about genocide, but they're not funny. So it's just weird. Like whenever I record these vocals alone, and I'm much more comfortable doing that alone. Because when you record them in front of people, it's very strange. I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but recording is just very strange, right? You're sitting around a room, you're like hanging out, putting stuff together, then it's like, all right, go record vocals. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. Let me just go and sing about being really vulnerable. And you can stop me when I don't sound good, and then tell me when I sound good. Yeah, it's horrifying. It's terrible. I would much rather sing in front of people like on a stage in a context where the context is that I'll be performing, because recording it's free of context. A lot of, I mean, just listen to this. Listen to this without any context, right? What is this human being doing? Ask my neighbors. I live in an apartment complex. They are hearing me do this. They are hearing me do this. Right, and they can't hear they don't hear the rest of the music. Even if they did, they probably would still not really appreciate the high-pitched yelping that's happening. All right, another thing I did, I really emphasized this thing. All right, so the background vocals are happening, right? So the lead vocals are like here, right? Now you told me, something like that. Background vocals are right here, right? But then I also played with rhythm, because then there's this little piece of background vocal here that comes in after. And you hear, listen. Does it work? I'm liking it less. Liking it less every time I hear it. Liking it less. That's the name of the album. I like it less. You know how some albums are growers? It's not this album. All right. Here's what I wanted to actually do with you guys watching. So there's this effect that I love. Use it all the flippity flop time. Get out of here. It's called spreader. And what it does is it takes a sound and it spreads it to the left ear and the right ear, but really quickly. So it's like ooh ah ooh ah 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 ah. And I don't know if you can actually hear the effect, but here I'm gonna put it on. So check it out. Hear that? Yeah. Here's the spreader on. Here's it off. On. Okay, it's really subtle. But what it does is it basically sounds like the vocals have been doubled. Like there's two vocalists now. But I was talking about intention, right? So this is like a super obvious idea. All right, hop off that. But I'm going to put that effect on the vocals only during the choruses, right? It's like I'm the first person with that idea. It's going to be great. It's going to be real fun. And I might be feeling frisky. Instead of, I might try to automate that, which we haven't even gotten into that. But you can go in and you can adjust the volume of a track as it goes, right? If I just want like one part of the track to be super quiet, I can have a dip. And it's actually fairly annoying to do that. Because once you start automating, you can't then go back and just slide it up and down. Because you have to always go in. So what I might do is instead of automating the volume, I might automate the stereo effect to only come in during the choruses. Yeah, there's the chorus. So let's go in. We're going to automate that effect. If it'll let me, it will. All right, here's where the spreader lives. We go to the mix, whatever that means. I don't know if I can do this. Yeah, I don't know if I can do this. This is a great YouTube tutorial, right? Halfway through the video, the guy's like, yeah, I don't know how to do that. Yeah, sorry. Like and subscribe. This isn't supposed to be a tutorial, by the way. If you're watching to learn anything, probably only learning that basic like Beatles songwriting techniques make me feel like I'm a genius when I come to them. All right, so we're not going to do that, but we are going to create a separate track where also here's my vocal track, right? And then this is going to be the vocal track with the spreader effect on it. And we're just going to move all the chorus things to that one, and they're going to have that effect. It's going to be great. We're all going to have some fun. I'm excited. Here we go. Yep, it's going to be great. All right, we're going to tuck it down. Boom. All right, watch and learn, baby. So no spreader with spreader. Couldn't be simpler. Oh, did you hear that? That's Logic not liking running and also having QuickTime screen recorder running. I actually don't even like that effect. Oh yeah. Also, I trimmed this early because this chorus goes on twice as long as I thought. I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep the non-spreader vocals going, and I'm also going to have the spreader vocals. So if you're counting, that's almost like 3, right? People say less is more. I say more is more. But I'm going to lower the vol. Take that volume right down. What's this going to do? Probably something I don't like. So here's just the doubled one. I'm all right with that. It's not awful. Not a great bar to cross though. The mixing decision is strictly just not awful. I think I'm gonna do the same thing to the old second chorus. Oh man, again, this is just riveting television. Look at this guy scroll and click his way into the hearts of all his viewers. That's right. Better move that scroll bar a little bit over. Oh, maybe back. A little bit over. Loving it. All right, I think the chorus starts here. Yeah. Should have known. It's right when I say yeah. Yeah, I'll take 2 sodas. Oh my god. I do like. All right. We should pause here because this particular set of songs, this album, I want it to be emotionally direct. I want it to be sort of vulnerable. Like these songs are like, they have meaning to me. They have, and some would say, intense meaning to me. And I think the vocal performance is going to be the delivery system for that emotion. I think the music will do some lifting, but for me, it's like if the vocal performance is anything less than like 100% emotive and 100% containing like pathos, then if it's anything less than that, then I got to redo it and keep going. And I think one way that vocals can deliver emotion is by those like like that is like someone's saying yeah, like they're feeling it, right? And I was feeling it in the moment. Like I'm not trying to contrive those moments, but I think some corniness is actually a little bit okay for certain genres. And like, right, what is the song? This is basically like an X and Y era Coldplay song. That's what this song is, and that is nobody's favorite era of Coldplay. And you might not even like Coldplay at all. You might even not know what X and Y is. It's their third album. It's the one that like kind of made everyone sour a little bit on them. But I have a personal connection to that kind of songwriting. So maybe that's the dragon I'm chasing here, as I want to feel like I was 12 again and listening to Coldplay's universally disliked album. I liked it at the time. Right, so yeah, that's my justification of the yeah. Let's listen to it one more time. Isolate it. Let's just go. Yeah. I'm liking it even more. One more time. Yeah. Okay. It almost sounds like conflicted. Like, hey, did you say you wanted a veggie burger on that? Yeah. Did you say? Wait. So you're in favor of? I don't. This is a bad bit. Bad bit. Do you think is this a good bit? Yeah. I don't believe you. All right. So this is the chorus, right? Okay. So we're gonna move the chorus. We're not going to move it, but we're going to have it live there, and then we're also going to have it live it on the floor with the effect on there. Wow, this is just tremendous. I don't know why it's gray. Interesting. All right, like and subscribe. I'm out. This is again. I would love to watch this as a tutorial. Right, it's also muted here. It's because I soloed. All right. Hey, we're figuring stuff out. Be gentle. Be gentle. Okay, so that's gonna happen here. Get out of there. Get out of here. Gonna control V. I'm loving it. All right, so now we have a chorus that sounds different from the verses, subtly, right? Because you have the regular unspreaded vocal part, and then you have the spreaded part just very quietly underneath. Now that she told me there's parts of the story, and I need now that she wanted. Feeling it. Feeling it. Still not my favorite song at all. It's just it's very melodramatic. It doesn't really go anywhere that you wouldn't expect it to go. But I think that's all right. You gotta go easy on every song. Not everything has to be subversive. Who am I trying to convince? I have no idea. All right, so let's look at this thing that I did. I kind of cut out earlier, but see all this nonsense? Well, let's see what that's. I don't know. Is that cool? I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool to have like something kind of looped and fading. But all right, here's the thing. I want to fade it out. So we have that new synth bass thing, right? This guy. I don't want to fade. I want to fade him out. I like it, but it can't just like go on forever. So we're gonna fade him out. Then we're gonna go in and fade the acoustic part out, but at a slower rate. I'm gonna let that kind of linger. All right, what's that gonna do? Goes on a little bit too long. There we go. Let's do that. Bingo. Love it. Love it. It's gonna fade out a little quicker. Yeah, I think how a song ends is actually really important. That's not controversial at all and not insightful. But I think, when a song sort of fades out on a non-resolution note, I think you can actually leave your listener wanting a little bit more, and that's a good place to have them, right? Because this whole sequence at the end here, right? This little sequence. This is the verse and the outro. But the last time through, it ends right there. So there's like two more chords that I should be played, but instead it just ends there, and it kind of just like fades out on that particular chord, which is like a seventh. It's like a very happy chord. It's kind of a seventh chord. Got a seventh thing happening. And the song is not happy, right? It's in a minor key, so I think ending it on a happy chord with that weird sort of bass note, which is playing a C over a B flat. So it's all sorts of shenanigans that run counter to how the song felt earlier. It kind of feels like there's some sort of like catharsis or revelation that happens, maybe. I don't know. This is not supposed to be a lecture of why my song is good. This is supposed to be like things I think about while I mix, right? So let's listen to that now that it fades out a little earlier. Yeah, I don't like the guitar looping. That's just frustrating. That's the one thing I don't like. Let's try to fade that out. Looping is tough, right? Because some songs, the loops sound very artificial, but that's okay, right? Like, let's see if I can figure out how to make a quick artificial loop. Yeah, I might not be able to do that. But imagine if I did. Like, if we just listen to this, I feel like you could maybe even write a whole song about that, like a song with a loop like that, but you hear in your ear that it doesn't sound like an actual acoustic guitar playing, like it's not a real person playing. It repeats. It's not like an authentic. And that sort of like synthetic sound is cool, but when the whole rest of the song before it does not have any audible loops like that, and then you bring it up at the end, that's like it's a very spicy thing to throw in at the very last minute. Yeah, I also don't like that little piano trill. Who the hell's doing that? Get out of here. Who's doing that? Who's making that sound? Yeah, let's get rid of that. Didn't ask you to do that. Yeah, all right, that's fine. That's fine. I'm at an interesting level right now where it's like fine. The song is fine. Is it great? It's fine. It's fine. It's like if you see this song in the hallway, they're not gonna want to chat, but they're not gonna blow you off either. Be like, yeah. Wonderful. What else? Some of this nonsense that I put in here. This guy, right? Okay. This is the part of the song after the first chorus where it gets really quiet. Now, do you hear that little click? Something is not being cut off very well. Now this is already clicking left and right because I'm running two programs at once to take up a lot of space. But it's right here. This is the problem. Hear that? That shouldn't be there. That doesn't sound like a natural piano cutting off. It sounds like I artificially cut off the piano. So guess what? I'm going to nip that right in the buttocks. And I thought I did because Logic has this tool that lets you fade between things. And I faded the heck out of it, but it's still making that weird kibosh sound. So we're just going to kindly say, please don't do that. And we'll see if that fixes it. It does fix it, but now it's a way too dramatic of a fade. All right, it should sound like the human stopped playing, not that they disappeared down a hallway while playing. Careful there. All right, did that fix it? We need the rest of the song to tell. It did. Right. There was a click that happened, but that's just my end. That's my end. Don't you worry about that. All right, it's not a bad transition. It's not great either. I think what I'm going to need to do at a later time is there's going to be some sort of background ambient sound effect. Like right here. Like something on the high end that kind of it's sort of feeling the role of like a cymbal hit, a cymbal crash, but it won't be a cymbal crash. I could just put a cymbal crash in right now if I want to with this thing. Remember this guy? We went over him yesterday. It's just just a crash cymbal. That could be fun. Let's try putting a crash cymbal. Maybe that's exactly what we need. It's probably not what we need. Yeah, it's gonna sound terrible. Let's do it anyway, just so I can prove myself right. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna add a crash cymbal. This is exciting. No, don't even think about it. Okay, there it is. There we go. Fixed everything. Actually, I think that does actually help. I think when you have a big transition in a song like that, where it goes from like everything is very a strong clarity to affected tinny stuff, cymbal will go a long way to kind of smooth the ride. But it's also kind of easy. It's too easy. You need to be more creative. I'm thinking maybe like a sound effect or like some amp feedback. That wouldn't really make sense though, because there's no electric guitar. But humans don't know that. Most people they just think feedback is just the sound of bands playing. Like they think a grand piano couldn't feedback. Bunch of morons listening to my song. They're not gonna know jack shit. All right, that is I think that's gonna do it for this ep. So some of the things we did, we put an effect on the vocals during the chorus. We sort of talked about the ending of the song. One thing I did want to kind of zoom in on is this like little effect here, ring shift, right? I always feel a little guilty when I just sort of open up this digital drawer of effects and just plop it on there. Because it's like as an artiste, right? Shouldn't I be sort of twiddling the knobs on all my effects? Is it really an intentional decision if I just kind of plop an effect somebody else made? The answer is yes, right? All right, so I think next episode we might try to work on another song. Until then, stay safe. And yep, that's been my phone. Phone's been in the ep. Starring role. All right, I'm out of here.